what happened before him or what he championed, you will know if that book came from that person. From the few information I have had from the book they called Gowon, it was not written by Gowon. It was written by the Nigerian state. The same way they wrote the judgment of Omotosho against Mazdam Kanu, it was also written by the Nigerian state. Not just a section, the federal government section, the federal capital government, that is, like FCT, they have their own portion in the judgment. Sultan of Sokoto brought his own. Dave Umahi and the Hope Uzodimma and all those of the chieftaincy or APC chieftain or Big Wing from the southeast, they brought their own. People brought their own, that is their choice in the judgment of Omotosho against Mazi Kanu. That is how they have been rolling. The same way Nigerian army, Nigerian police, they create WhatsApp groups, added all the Nigerian media houses editors, where the army will always post something for them to publish. No investigation, no nothing. As the army or police wrote it and forwarded to that WhatsApp group, the same way Punch will publish it, the same way Vanguard will publish it is IPOB, the same way Sarah Reporter will publish it is IPOB, the same way all of them will publish it. No investigation, because that is how Nigeria rose. The same reason why they kicked against Aburi Accord agreement, because it gives regions security. It is like restructuring, and the main key of the agreement is for regions to protect their regions, save the lives of their region, as the coup of 1966 have taken place. And after the killing of Agui Ironsi, everywhere scattered. Because from 1964, election failed. 1965, it didn't go well. So the tension continued. Until 1966 coup, tension increased. That Ojukwu and Gowon and co. went to Ghana and had agreement that was presided over by General Ankara of Ghana. A very agreement of peaceful and existence of Nigeria. Not Biafra. Nothing Biafra. There's nothing like Biafra in Aburi. Nothing. Just for Nigeria. Then why do they go against it? Because they counted their armies, they counted their weapons, they see us as nothing, they saw our resources, they started seeing a desolate land, they didn't see anybody, so their duty is to perfect it and make it desolate. They were not seeing anybody, they were seeing just resources they are to take. So they declare desolation of our land, and our fathers said no. Today they want to change the story, and we are here to say no to lies against our fathers. We have vindicated our fathers. The world know that they are not rebels. If they are rebels, IPOB would have been accepted by the world as terrorists. We was able to present our fathers genuinely because of our endurance. We have persevered so many things under Nigeria: attack, mass killings, abductions, disappearances, illegal detention, disobedience to court orders. These things came as in to push IPOB to go to war, so that the Nigerian state will tell the world that that was how their father did. That was how Ojukwu did. That was how this one did. But we say no to that their trap. Yes, we paid the sacrifices of death, but on the process, vindicating the effort of our fathers, that they did it in defense of our place. They didn't take war to Sokoto. They didn't take war to Ogun or Lagos. They were here on defense against the Nigerian state. Just that it gave us security for Ojukwu to save our people. They never wanted us to have security. They don't want us to save our people. The same as security is also, the West will also have their own. The North will have their own. You know? But what do they want? They want one central command, where the Fulani herdsmen will be massacring the people of Ozo 1, massacring the people of Nimbu in Ozo 1, massacring the people of, what is it called? Obaru, massacring the people of different places in Biafra land. And like Ugwuanyi did, he called 103 Battalion in Enugu, Gariki. Commander, no response. He called a 2 division. If he called Commissioner of Police, they say call authority. He called GOC a 2 division, they say call Abuja. If I knew Ugwuanyi, former governor of Enugu, during Nimbo massacre, he continued calling. He called Chief of General Army Staff, no way. He called President, no way. After the massacring of the people was when the army rode in. What do they come? In defense of the terrorist Fulani, to wage the people back from going for retaliation. That is their pattern. And that is what actually to move the British to say no. If you allow people that have resources to have security, then we will not have access to that security. Therefore, go one, you have to upturn the Abure Accord agreement. You don't make such agreement that grants the owner of the resources that you are using to survive a security of their own. You don't give them security. The restructuring gave us security that our lives can be protected by us. Not just resources. We are not interested in resources. Just the security we secured in Aburi. Under one Nigeria, not under Oju, under Biafra, no. But why? They want our backyard to be open. They want to be in Abuja and control securities in our home, control traditional rulers, control vigilantes, control police, control all of them. Our backyard will be open and Fulani herdsmen will swallow us. That is why in Enugu State, there is a forest guard. And the forest guard is under DSS. Though, when the people raised alarm in Enugu under Ugwuanyi, it was the same army and the federal government that went to Ugwuanyi to calm down tension and say, organize this thing and call them forest guard under DSS. How can forest guard under DSS secure the communities? It's impossible. Now, every local government in Enugu State have the office of DSS. The duty of DSS is to be in charge of the forest guard. Now let us go forward. The general Enugu State as a whole commander is a Yoruba man. Imagine a Yoruba man presiding over the vigilantes that they created to the security of our bushes. For the security of our bushes, how would that work? How do you think it will work? How do you want success there? It is just in the same mission of desolating our land. A Yoruba man who have not saved Kwara, who have not saved Osun, who have not saved Oyo, is in Enugu to lead vigilante, not a Nigerian government official uniform vigilante, no. Vigilante to guide forest, which all the personnel was brought from each village from communities in Enugu State. I am from Enugu. People came from people nominated somebody to go and represent them in forest guard. But suddenly or surprisingly to them, a Yoruba man was sent to be commanding them in the whole of Enugu State. Still in the same mission of desolation of our land. That is not war. 1967 wasn't war. It was a genocide, very well planned genocide, a desolation mission so that our land will be empty for them. Because if you come to war, you fight the army, fight the authority, you will leave the civilians who end up being your captives after the war. But to us, there was bombardment on churches, there was bombardment on IDP camp, bombardment of schools, bombardment of markets, bombardment of individual houses, and the most more, a land and sea blockade. Then, what was their mission? If you can block the air, land, and sea, what was your mission? Is it not to desolate there and take over their land? Call us from Biafra land, please. Call us from Biafra land. IPOB have proven to the Nigerian state that we are unstoppable. This is one of the reasons we say no to IPOB authority power to be in detention with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We are always here to prove Nigeria that their mission on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu will be thwarted by IPOB, because the leadership have to be with power to challenge any Nigeria plan. If we allow the power to be with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, so whatever that want to happen, we'll go and file application in Sokoto. So we'll now enter for visit. We'll now tell him that so after reporting, he will now tell us what to do. If we keep going to Sokoto to be asking Mazi Nnamdi Kanu how we are going to do 30th May, it will leak to the government. But do you know what? The message, anything about the plan did not go there. Then do you see how successful it is? You don't leak your secret through middlemen. Message this person to message this person. It doesn't work. So many people have access to the government. Do you see how the leadership arranged the 30th May in Biafra land? Message was going on. You didn't hear it on social media. You didn't see it anywhere. We don't care. The message has been going on. The plan has been going on until today. You just saw it. That is how IPOB rose. Through chain of command. We don't keep our power. It doesn't mean that Muslim can have no power. We are his power. The government can decide to dismantle him from that particular place and put him in another place. And you use the power you have outside to challenge the government. Not when government change him to another. If they finally discover that he is with the whole power, then they can deal with him and wait for your action, because they knew you must actually try to go and consult him. And when you come, you will not see him in that place. They will cause a problem that will make them to say, we have moved him from Sokoto prison to a safer place. If not for anything, it will take you 2 weeks before you start shouting and for them to allow you to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. By then, they have finished what they want to do in our land, because you are waiting to hear from Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to know what you will do. That is why we say you can jail our leader as you have illegally jailed him, but we cannot allow you also to jail our struggle by taking the authority of IPOB through lawyer sibling and hand it over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, where we'll be hanging. We cannot decide, even in danger, we'll be waiting to consult him. We say no to that. We say no to that. You can't jail our leader and trick us through any individual, middlemen, or people aside, or people beside him, or people behind him, or people closer to him, or people that are misusing privilege, who are working on their interests to make sure that power is taken from IPOB and hand it over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in totality. That is to say, both our leader, both the power of IPOB is jailed, and we are gone. And that is why we say no. Today, Nigeria can witness 30th May. How can you see such successful and the progressive event today, and you as a government will wake up in the morning and do otherwise on Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? If you will discover that these people outside, they have power, then you will be afraid of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, as they have confirmed it today. But those who are forcing us to take our power and keep it in detention to show Mazi Nnamdi Kanu love, we told them no. The love Effium showed to Ojukwu was to surrender him with the gun and say, enter this flight, enter this plane and go. Enter the jet and live here now, or I shoot you. That was a very hot love. There are situations to show that love. A brutal love. Effium showed Ojukwu brutal love. Now enter now, I shoot you. Ojukwu say, how can I leave them and go? I love them. He say, buy a plane, Sheba po. And with a stage, that love. A stage we are is a stage where we will do strong head to challenge Nigerian state in their plan, thinking that their plan have worked. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the struggle is gone. We say no to that. It can only happen when IPOB leadership hand power over to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in detention, that is when that dream can only come. But when we are with the power here that we can conduct everything that we have in IPOB, just like 30th May, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was not in detention and conducted it. It is people that are outside who follow IPOB channel to organize it. And that is what we are arguing. You fall from heaven, you come and say it is sabotage. That is your business. We will continue to prove to Nigerian state that IPOB is here to restore Biafra. Are you understanding? Oya ka na-eme tiwekwe mkpu tigide echi tie nwanne echi. Will prove to you that we are not confused here. We are not useless. Director Gano and detention may organize started me. You have to give him report. You have to tell him the result. Are we foolish? Can't you see the result today? Nigeria is panicking. You cannot see this result now. You will know that there is power here. There is power outside. If you do, this power will challenge you. I'm going to move by emotion. I cannot be moved by emotion. We know what we are doing. Nigeria have confirmed it. That's what we told them. We must prove to Nigerian state that we have power. IPOB have power outside. Our power is not in jail. They captured him to jail our struggle. They jailed him and they did not jail our struggle. Then we are successful. But some group of people are bringing fake love, telling you that they will give power to our leader in detention. It doesn't happen. It doesn't happen. And we cannot allow it. We cannot allow it. I want to have some bidropet to Ojukwu. I got no here, Ojukwu Naka. Ojukwu got no here today, Naka. If I'm gonna say, Ojishi, Rienu Rice, Onyishi, General, Tanakwa, Rege. General, I'm loyal. Let us be here. We love our people. Let us be. If you make he knows that Ojukwu need to be alive. Kutu Somoku. Ojukwu need to be alive and write some things down. Ojukwu need to move. If there is any discussion that will happen later, Ojukwu have to be present. So he need to be saved. The same one he has nothing to, that is, he has no much to contribute in the arrangement for his freedom. Just in his legal areas, he can act. Let us go to the caller. It's like we are getting a call from maybe Biafra land. Let us see. The caller, your name and where you're calling us from. This is Biafra television. There is much noise where you are, please.
Yeah, I'm sorry, please.
Okay.
Hope, am I coming out?
Very clear now. Your name and where you're calling us from. Maybe if you're in Biafra land, just call, tell us situation on ground, right? Thank you.
No, I'm not in Biafra land.
Okay.
Biafra land.
Okay, give us report. Go ahead. Go ahead.
We have been following up. How faith is the kind of man.
Thank you.
The chill and the negate. Nandembo, the Nanai, Hanokolano, Chukokabema, Hanokolano Luai. Imana Dema, Ime and Uzos. Kama ye made it, I say, but why G may you try? Why G may try? Why ammonia? And that is why I take a time. I watch the leadership in the main. I say with precision or by I know how I may.
Yes.
What I made or mistakes. That is why they take their time. And by taking their time, you observe every angle of the issue each of them made. And I really thank them for that. Mazi, this very 30th May is a very boom. And it's a very big statement to those that care to know. How to change the narrative.
Yes.
I will want Nigeria at least in here because when they were fighting those things, most people came out and thought that we are trying to succeed because of oil.
Yes.
Or because of territorial, position and all of those things. That is why would be able to Iguacha, River State, trying to split us from our own blood and flesh. But today, everybody Africa, even those that fought against us, they are in disarray. They are in agony. They are in pain. The same thing they feed on us. The way they seize our property, the way they killed us, starve our children. That is the same thing that the people that they fought for, they keep Nigeria one for Fulani, are doing to them. Today, you're now 2 children are in the captivity of Fulani in several places. Look at how they cut up the Yoruba teacher's head. And that is why every one of us have stand up, because we don't want such thing to happen to us. It has happened to us in the past, and we have learned. And that is why we are going about this very one with carefulness to see that we actualize the sovereign state of Biafra. That is the only place where our children can stand and hold their head high and live up to their full potential. Today, now, we are denied of living up to full potential. Today, now, I'm on a business, now a finished product. Is that how it's supposed to be?
No.
Now, build the Facebook, build Twitter, build. I'm going to share about the play. We can do those things. That very knowledge that runs it is free. When God created the heaven and He said, "Go and have dominion." And we know that we're a special being. That is why when you look at us, you see different people that love people that love life, not love life in order to drink and play around. No, love life in order to preserve humanity, in order to advance everything that is positive about human being, help life, produce drug states that will help every humanity. And we have shown that in the past from our forefathers. That is why if you even during the days British and Africa enslave everybody, we champion, help people like Kenyan former freedom fighters, even South Africa. So today it is not different, and that is why our brothers and sisters, our children, our fathers stood and died for what is right. And that is why most of us that is living today said we will not do otherwise. Instead of we must stand to fight for what is right. We must stand to counter this Fulani hegemon. This is their advancement in order to come and kill us. Today, look at the whole social media. Everywhere is on fire. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, everywhere. Our brothers and sisters is everywhere. You go to Radio Biafra, you see the program. You go to Biafran television. Every one of us are standing up. Because what we are doing is more than life itself. Mazi, we might not go from here. And that is why if you are hearing my voice, turn around and do what is right. Because tomorrow, it will be very brutal if we don't do this. And there is no generation that can do it again. This very generation is special because prepared us for today. That is why we have our brothers and sisters that is in diaspora helping out. And that is why this very struggle is domiciled and established in the diaspora. And that is why many of us that have died. I saw your post today, how you post about our sister, Waka Waka, that Nigerian killed. I saw all the posts where they were massacring our brothers, are pouring them acid, massacre, Alba High School. How can people be so crude and think that they will succeed? The Nigerian state is so devilish that the devil itself. And what they have done to us is unpardonable, it's unforgivable. And we are not saying that we want to come and do anybody. What we are saying that we need a place which is Biafran land where we can stand and defend ourselves, live to a full potential, and also help the world in advancing the cause of humanity. Mazi, I say, may Elohim bless you and bless all our brothers all over the world. We get it, and we are already in it. And I want to give this last word. The struggle for the restoration of Biafra is more of more of not physical. So gaga buru na na-achọ Biafra, or gaga buru mma na na-achọ Biafra, or pota tiwe no, we are fighting an intellectual war. And look, Nigeria is on the verge of collapse. What we need to do is just to remove our own our property, and for them to carry and And just as our leader, China Samoro, said, we will stay as the Ayana. And will bounce when it is right to do it.
Not our leader, as Martina Sanworu said on behalf of DOS.
Yes, on behalf of DOS. Thank you for that correction. I see every one of us as a leader.
Yes, I know. I just said this. I said this so that
yes, thank you.
I know, we know. Yeah. Our zonal coordinator is our leader in zone, right? We know.
Yes. Yeah. Maka ndị social media
ndị copy.
Yeah, as I am, I'm a leader because I must make sure that those that doesn't know around me, I put them in to know you, and I must also encourage them to support in every way they can. So I see myself as a leader to go out and spread the gospel. So that is how every one of us should see it. But I use that word just as I see myself, not that Mazen China Samoro is the IPOB general leader.
I know,
Mazen. Every one of us are leaders. That is why we must stand up, and every one of us should hold each other.
Thank you.
I say, and you come, thank you so much for that correction.
Thank you. That is it. Yeah. It wasn't a war, it was a genocide. In war, you don't go after the churches, you don't go after the schools, you don't bombard markets, you don't bombard IDP camp, you don't bombard hospitals. How? The same thing Nigeria Army did to IPOB. They went to the church in Umpo, night to 29th night. They massacred, they were shooting in the church. Where can they do this thing in a mosque? If something happen anywhere now, the northerners, wherever they are, they rush to the mosque. Even Christian northerners will join them to the mosque in our land. Mosques in our land, because our people cannot rush to mosques in the north if they are pursuing them. But in our land, they run to mosques. The army will be there, protect them. But in our own land, we were in the church to pray, not with a gun, as Amnesty reported that all the victims of this army was all shot from the back. Means that they were on run. They were running. They don't have gun to challenge you. So the whole bullet was from the back. They went to the church and massacred us. Not just that, they went to the gutters where people fall in and poured them acid. Not just that, they went to the hospital where people was rushed and carry all of them. That was the reason why we started sit at home in 2017. This one happened 2016. May 30th to 29th to 30th May in Mpo. Now, if Nigerian army can invade church, invade hospital in the time of IPOB, is it not the same with the bombardment of churches under Gowon, bombardment of schools, bombardment of markets, bombardment of IDP camp, bombardment of hospitals, and the worst, a land and sea blockade. When you see such policies in where they call war, you know it is for the desolation of the land. Desolate the land, take everything. That is why, even as we survived, they are still in the mission of desolating the land. Have you not seen Izombe massacre? Did you not see Obaro invasion? Did you not see even 1970 of Asaba massacre as people came out in peace? For peace, the same peace, we are always peaceful. The Abuja Accord Agreement was peace for the existence of Nigeria. We are always at the peace side. Always at the peace side. Nigeria always truncates everything that gives peace. They truncated in our own time Appeal Court judgment, which is equivalent to Abuja Accord Agreement. Appeal Court judgment that discharged Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. On Apuri we stand, on Appeal Court judgment we stand. So that is always the same thing coming from Nigeria. How can you come to a place or a land which you want it to be part of your territory, or you are forcing them to be part of your territory? What you brought was a land and sea blockade. Automatically, you don't want to rule people in that area. Let's Instead, you want to desolate the land, then be in charge of their resources. You don't want anybody, any uprising, anybody that will challenge you. You want to take over everywhere. That's why you declare war on the civilians that you are supposed to protect, and they defeat the army. After defeating the army, the civilians will be your subject. But contrary to our own, you go after the civilians, you bombarded their schools, bombarded their houses, bombarded their markets, bombarded their hospitals, bombarded where they run to. Those you destroyed their house, they run to IDP camp. You went to IDP camp and killed them. Those you was not able to reach, you brought a policy of a land and sea blockade, and they died. Then how do you think that a write-up that was sponsored by some politicians to the federal government, who wrote a book and tagged Gowon book, where somebody who champions something is alive, he can never write such thing. Gowon cannot swear that he wrote that book completely by him. It is impossible. Gowon did not write a book. Federal government of Nigeria wrote a book with the name of Gowon to discredit history while we are alive. Is it possible? While we are alive? You are joking. They always write. They write for media houses and ask them to publish. And we are involved in this. They should know there is one thing I want to teach them, though they knew. During the time of our fathers in 7 to 70, if we were more in number like this in abroad, Bruce Merrock wouldn't have set himself ablaze. Instead, he would have led us in a protest in America. The worst that happened to Nigeria now is that we don't go through BBC to pass message to German government, UK government, US government, any government in the world. We will be physically there. We, the citizens living there, will go to them and submit our exhibition or exhibit and complaints and report. During then, Ojukwu will struggle to pass information. The British will wage it. What waged it? The lie of the British that is already on the table of the government. Before Ojukwu message will reach, it have already been destroyed. Some of these messages will be hanged on the road. It will not reach. So the people that was doing media work, the British seized every information. It was when IPOB came that we started having sources, access to information, because people now saw the seriousness of IPOB. Even white people, they started giving us the information with them that they cannot authoritatively publish on their own. But they saw people they can give it to, which is IPOB. Today, we have unveiled all the unveilable. We have exposed all the unexposable. And we have challenged all the unchallengeable under Nigeria, and it is happening before them. Anyị na-ala ndị iro n'iyi. Thank you. Thank you. Our people in Ebonyi, we have seen report, Abia, everywhere shut down, but we still need calls, physical call, physical call, physical call. This one is the highest seat at home. With this very seat at home in remembrance of our 30th May heroes, our fallen heroes, today being the 30th May 2026. Have you not seen that anybody, any politician that still tell you that one Nigeria, there is one Nigeria, or Nigeria is indivisible, that the person is a fool or an idiot? These people that are observing, remembering their fallen heroes, they are not part of Nigeria. Nigeria have denied that they killed our own, but we know that you killed our own. How can we work with you? If we start being in Nigeria, you can still kill us and tell our children you did not kill us. How can we work with them? Even in 2026, federal government of Nigeria wrote a book, and the Gowon accepted that his name will be used to publish lies. Gowon that is alive cannot say something good when he's alive. Even if Gowon is the highest liar, as he is a habitual liar, a habitual criminal, even if he's the highest in the world, If he write a book by himself, we must know. He will bring a little truth. Federal government cannot be trying. They jail Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They still went ahead. The jailing was written by federal government, not Omotosho. Do you know how long it takes to write a judgment? Not just a judgment, 4 hours reading judgment. 4 hours. When you go through the judgment, you will see the portion of Sultan of Sokoto, his own demand in the judgment. The demand of Miyetti Allah against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was sent to Motosho. He wrote it down. It is among the judgment. The one from Wike, the one from Devumai and Co. went to Omotosho. It will go to federal government. Federal government will push it to Omotosho to write it down. As it was written out, the decision of men and women against Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, we know it was not written by him. It wasn't. The other one wrote that he is healthy. Can't you see how he is doing? It was from somebody, an individual. Everything read out by Omotosho was by individuals and the what is it called? Government sections, groups, suggestions, and demands. That's what he read out. Today, they have written another one in the name of Gowon, and Gowon accepted that the lie will be published with his name. But today, the 30th May have nullified the Gowon book, also nullify the fake One Nigeria, and also nullify the indefeasible One Nigeria statement by the criminals who are ruling Nigeria. This is Biafra Television Europe, in case you don't know. We have left Italy from our people that gather in Italy. We believe that we can reach our people in Ivory Coast. Let us see, let us reach our people, the Ivorians. IPOB Ivorian. What is happening? I remain fearless evangelist Mazi Madam. The power of IPOB, the power of the struggle is with IPOB leadership, and that is for the safety and for the good of the leader, whom the government have think that if they capture him, they capture the struggle. And if we fail to demonstrate the power of this struggle from outside, and we allow it to be handed over to the leader in detention, that is to say that the government have succeeded. We can never be emotional to allow them to jail our leader, and they will also jail our struggle by handing our power over to the leader, so that whatever we want to do, we go there and ask him. Even when our house is burning, even when the government invade our communities, we will wait until we go and fill form in Sokoto, then we will get answer, then we return, as if we are at war now, that people can access Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It's impossible. You can never enter war now with Nigeria, and they will not dismantle him from Sokoto prison. They will take him to another place that will take you 1 month, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, 2 months before you can break to enter and know where he is. They will keep giving the world information through their newspaper that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is healthy, that he is okay. We dismantle him because of the intel. The government by themselves will cause the trouble in Sokoto by themselves around the prison, that they will have as a reason to dismantle him and keep him away from those that will come to take order from him, because there is war going on. If war bursts, you cannot meet him. No lawyer can go to him if you gave him the power of IPOB or the struggle to be with him. Oga, Ibayog had the way they know that you must come to consult him, and that will be your end. That will be your end. That's why we say no. I have been in detention for 4 years awaiting trial. On capital charges, I was discharged and acquitted at the end of the matter. But the issue is that anybody that is in detention has no power. You can see some people that will say, you are talking about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu because he's inside. That is what we are saying. He has no power. The same thing you would tell Nigerian government. Hey, you are not killing us because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is inside, if we hand the power over to him. But if the power is here, while they keep him there, then the government will know that they can be confronted if there is any eventuality. That is how things works. You watch war film, ejide onye isi ndị army ma ọ army commander, he will be there waiting for your response. He has nothing to contribute. How can you plan to reach him? You plan to see him. He will be there. Surprisingly, if you succeed, you come inside there. You break the chains, you release him, and move. But our own, we are in self-determination. We must do consultation. We must do what is it called? We consulted, we consultation. There are things that leadership did. They do notification. Now, consultation and implementation. When Mazam Kanu was earlier renditioned back to Nigeria, the first thing was notification. Notify the world that they have kidnapped him. The next one is consult those that matters. Those that matters. After consultation, they came back to their table to check what they have on table and what they have received from the consultants and people they have reached, and they work on it. That is why you must be careful. The reason for arresting you is to separate you from your business, separate you from your family. There must be leakages. You can't tell me that somebody in detention have no leakage, that everything is complete, is intact. It doesn't happen. You'll be there, your child will get married. The highest thing that can happen to you is for the in-law to bring the in-law to come and shake you. You say, "Oh yeah, go ahead, I bless you." You'll be there. Your wife, after 2 years, your wife will be pregnant to come and visit you. That is detention. You have no power. Anybody telling you that somebody that is in detention have power? Even Noah's associates, Noah's from Ihembosi, who built the 3 rooms in Enugu prison before he came in. Noah's associates, who was brought from SARS Enugu under Jude from Anambra Jude, who was the OC SARS under Sullivan. Noah's associate was later jailed, convicted on fine with fine, but he was in there in detention, police detention. He used to go to his house because he has money. Before they brought him to Enugu maximum prison, Noah's bought a Hilux, new one, that they'll be using, that he'll be using to be going to court. He don't want to use prison vehicle. Noah's associates was in SAS and built 3 rooms that is called Old Ward in Enugu prison. Upon that, there was a time he was moving from prison to go and see his business. Until time came, they cut off everything. He remained in prison. He remained in prison until they jail his casemate, his workers, on fine and so many things, and they killed his political career. They made sure they convict him. He has issue then with Dora Akunyele. Dora Akunyele was fighting for the person that have issue with Noah's. Though Dora Akunyele was fighting for justice for the person that Noah's have issue with. We have a caller. Okay. As we are still in the program.
No, Mazi.
Yes.
Mazi.
Yes, Mazi. We are still in the program. I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Yeah, Mazi, please let us be rounding up. I have to be traveling back to my base.
Okay.
I have to be traveling back to my base.
Thank you. We have tried. Okay. This is a very wonderful program, but we are to finish it, round it up, because somebody's time must be saved. I just received call from the technical director, who have been there for how long, how many hours now, throughout the Italian IPOB gathering that have been live here, and to this time, and me myself, I will also be going to our people in Ivory Coast. I will be going to our people in Ivory Coast after this program. What did we do today? And what will we continue to be doing annually? We have to remember, we have to mourn, and also celebrate our fallen heroes. It will continue till eternity. No stopping. We do sit at home now because when we started, it wasn't sit at home. We started in Enugu 2014, Ugudinso, no victim, no violence, no enforcement, no ESN. 2015 in Aba, peacefully, no ESN, no nothing, no enforcement. 2016 in Mpo, no ESN, no enforcement, but the venue was invaded by the army. So we cannot continue to assemble our people for a trigger happy Nigerian army on civilians. They always massacre us. So we now say, okay, let us sit at home. Sit at home is to save life, not as Nigerian army presents it. If we gather, they will kill us. Then why are you against it at home? Because we must remember them. We cannot continue to assemble for them to massacre us. So we come to sit at home. We campaign, we give letters to school, management, markets, traditional ruler, community leaders, religious leaders. That is what we do. It is always official. And today we have achieved it once again. They should choose between we gathering, allowing us to gather in our land, or we continue on sit at home to remember our fallen heroes until Biafra come. And we must do one. Either we gather or we sit at home, or IPOB bring another means. This will continue to happen until Biafra come. Thank you, everybody. Thank you for being with us. Thank you for watching, sharing, listening, commenting, liking, giving out your time. And we have said that if we need much money and we did not see, we can one day decide to people to donate or sacrifice the money they use to spend for data for 1 week. Only 1 week, the money we spend for data in this struggle over social media will give us much money if we donate it one week. Data of everybody. Just donate it to IPOB. Ega one shop. From me, fearless IPOB evangelist Mazemar Chinwachuku. I'm from Biafra Television Europe. It is good afternoon. Thank you all.